What they do? What they do? Boy, check it out. Just how big a podcast. Get it out. Broadcasting live and direct. The good city of Fresno, California. Without further ado, my brother in crime, Dark Prince in his house. What it do, bro?
Shalom, family. Shalom, Miss Parker. Let's get into it.
Bro, with the business, man. With the goddamn business.
Everything's all in all, but Planet's still doing what it's doing at the moment. We already talked about that a little earlier. You already know. But so far, so good. As they say, it's their pagan holiday of Ishtar. I hope everybody know what's going on. Because
Well,
it definitely ain't
they call it Heavy Yoke Day now.
Yoke Day? What that mean?
The egg yolk.
That don't even make sense. Like I told you, all these pagan holidays got stuff mixed in with other stuff mixed in. And saying that, man, yeah, get up out of here. But that's all good. I'm going to let them have it, though. I'm going to yield back. We're getting into
it. The thing is, bro, I can't get into that because I only, holidays ain't really good with me no more. Because I don't know how to keep up with this shit no more. Because it really don't mean nothing to me. It don't really mean a damn thing.
That don't mean nothing to me at all. I mean, I already told the people, you know what I'm saying? If you decide to go holiday, guess what? You done went to the store and bought something. You didn't spend money. Don't tell me you didn't. Because today, guess what you had to go to the store for? Easter baskets. I know y'all got them. Easter dresses, suits and stuff like this. Only time of the year you're going to dress up anyway. They just get that on out there. Yeah, I'm talking about y'all, man. I don't like the way y'all doing things, man. I don't like it. But anyway, I'm going to yield back.
Well, it is what it is at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Because I had forgot that it was this time of the year again because I went in the store when I was in Arizona, Winslow, Arizona, and I wonder why all these folks in that damn Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why are all these motherfuckers in here? What the hell they got going on? Mm-hmm. And then the first thing that came to my mind was maybe everybody's just shopping and getting stuff because it's supposed to have a winter storm heading that way.
Yeah.
Supposed to. I didn't think until I said, I told he said, it's gonna be Easter Sunday. I said, well, ain't that a lot of lip? You know what I'm saying?
Basically.
But it really didn't matter. I don't care because like I said, I don't keep up with shit like that no more. So it really I don't care. I fucking don't care. But shout out, no disrespect to the folks that are celebrating. Hey, do your thing. Cause I used to do it back in the days, you know what I'm saying, as a child.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna jump into it because
all that good old stuff.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I knew about with the time frame, you know what I'm saying, being introduced as a kid, though, I remember, you know what I'm saying, being out in the country somewhere. I don't remember how I got out there. Something was going on. But anyway, my folks knew some folks. And then I was just out there. I don't know what it was, but it just happened to be an Easter Sunday.
Right.
Now, when I get out there, you know what I'm saying, I get out to the house and they telling me, you know what I'm saying, it ain't time. I got to go inside the house. So I'm like, okay. So I'm in there with the rest of the kids. I don't even remember who the kids were. But anyway, gets back outside and they got us hunting around for the eggs. Now, that part I like, you know what I'm saying, hunting down stuff, trying to find stuff. That intrigued me as a kid. Still does now when I'm finding gems and stuff when I'm studying. So it's the same old. I like finding out mysteries. But that's what I got a kick out of. I didn't know that it was a, you know what I'm saying, initiation ritual that was ceremonial into a worship, you know what I'm saying, of other gods and deities. Didn't know that at all. I was just being a kid. But when you're being a kid, you're innocent. But I got to blame the grown-up folks. They supposed to be knowing what was going on. You got to explain this to stuff because this allows things in on your generational curses that'll plague your people. But I'm going to yield back, man. Go ahead.
Well, like I say, we're gonna get off of that because we don't want to scare the audience with that. You know what I'm saying? Because they hard to feel some kind of way. But it's the truth. It's all what it is. What it is. But bruh, I told you I was gonna share a video with you about the whole concept of what's about to go down real soon. That everybody seems to be ducking. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's the whole concept of war. It seems like
Okay.
being declared. While we worrying about other sucker shit, we need to be worrying about this here. Check
Don't
this
drop
out a
the
bit.
man.
Here you go.
Whoa, now what's happening with y'all? Like to check
Drop
this
the
out.
man.
Here we go again. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Boy, we in some shit. Y'all better pay attention. One, we seen what happened in Baltimore. We seen that ship destroy that bridge. We know one of our number one ports in the United States is backed up right now. We know it's gonna take a long time to clean that shit up, so it's gonna be some shortages. Two, Russia has battleships inside the Red Sea now. Not only do we have battleships you can't see, but I know we got submarines down there too. For the ones that don't know what the Red Sea is, the Red Sea is damn near like a major shipping port. Everything comes through there, and we get a big chunk of that shit that comes through there. So the United States been patrolling it because Iran and the Iran militia groups been attacking everything that's been coming through there. So the United States been over there. So now you have the United States, Russia, Iran, Israel, China in one fucking area. Now, all it takes is one incident, one small little incident that a drone goes down or somebody shoot the wrong way, you got a fucking problem on your hand. So it's looking like the Great War is going to take place over there at the Red Sea. Now, while y'all sitting here running around worrying about P. Diddy, it's going to be a major fucking war that's on your hand. And I'm going to tell you something. Since y'all want to be investigators worrying about what P. Diddy at, if he get caught, you won't even get a chance to see the man stand trial because the world is on fire right now. This is major news. This is major news. This is about the closest that the United States and Russia has been in the same area in a long time. This ain't Ukraine and Russia. This is Russia, the United States, with other motherfucking countries surrounding it. You better pay attention, folks. That's why you see 3 presidents running around. Obama, Biden, and Clinton. This ain't for no fundraiser. Man, these folks, man, trying to put out fire. It's some different shit going on. That's why you see Obama in other countries having visits with prime ministers. Shit's getting real, man. I don't think it's going to be an election, if you ask me. It's too much shit going on, and things are happening like this. Things are happening like this. So the Baltimore incident, they put their hands around our neck. Now they over there in the Red Sea. They finna get ready to strangle our whole goddamn food supply and everything else to come through there. Goddamn it, United States gonna look like a liquidation sale when they done with this motherfucker here, man. So you better stack up on everything you got, man. Y'all stay up out there and get it out the mud.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get none of it, man. It was all chopped up. What did he
You
say
hear?
though? Nah, not none of it. When you first started, you know what I'm saying? Let me tell you, and it went from there, and it was choppy the whole time. And then it froze. Then it come back in to chop something, and then like, you know what I'm saying, he'll speak, then he'll freeze, and I hear a little audio, then the audio stop, and it'll just stay frozen. So
Let's try.
I didn't get it.
Let's
I don't
try.
know about if everybody else got it, but what I'm saying is, can you go ahead and give us a synopsis of what was said about that, just in case?
Basically, he was just saying like that a Russian ship has been spotted in the Red Sea, and it's like why they over there? And the United States already in that same area, and it's like basically it's like Russia there. The sea is some shit gonna kick off, and he basically saying like, if anything happened over there, like a ship blow up or anything, that the United States gonna be in it to win it with a war on their hand between Russia.
Well, but what you just told me, as far as the ships being moved over into the Red Sea, Sinai Peninsula, because that's where that's at.
And that's where that's where a lot of they get a lot of their imports and shit from different parts of that continent.
Now,
you know,
come on in. See, that's vital. And remember, they wasn't talking about it because the Diddy thing was running wild rapid. That's what they wanted. Because behind the scenes, remember when I was talking to you about it, Russia had signed up with China. China done broke up between Iraq and Iran and got them going. They control the oil. The oil comes in and out as far as the shipments, oil going out, exporting the oil right there in the Sinai Peninsula. Russia is now on the tag team champions along with this. So he's sending his ships over there to back up anything going out to make sure the U.S. don't interfere. Because if they do, here we go. They go to Bill right there. Mm-hmm.
It's going down.
Mm-hmm.
It's going down. And,
so that's going to be tension. You know how it was. I don't even know the people, you know what I'm saying, those that are of a younger generation than us. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the same thing that happened back in the 80s between Russia and the U.S. It was called a Cold War because I didn't know what that meant at the time. Frank Cold meant, like you're saying, ain't nothing hot. Everything good. But what I didn't understand the terminology.
That's what I thought it was when we was in school.
Yeah. So I didn't understand the terminology, but now I understand the terminology. When they said Cold War, that means they was on the brink of kicking things off between the two. They was on the brink of kicking it off. That's what that meant. So right now, we're right back where we at again. Looks like it. So, I mean, we're just going to watch this thing and continue this popcorn, man, because like I said, you're going to need a bowl of this.
Yeah, but, the thing is, like I say, while we worrying about sucker shit and doing sucker shit, we're leading out the real important situation that's going on right now that's going to basically consist of us having to be back in the olden days where you're going to have to learn how to hold things up by knowing how to hunt fish, because when they shut shit down, what are you going to do? Shut your cell phone signal down? No access to food and water from the stores because they're going to shut all that shit down. Everything is going to just go to a screeching halt all of a sudden. But we're not thinking in stereo like that. We're thinking in mono. We're thinking ain't nothing going to happen. Everything going to be all good. Hey, it's all good. Shit.
Let me go ahead and tell you about something else that's going to be going on the 8th. That's interesting to me.
Right.
I don't know if you all are aware of the CERN company that's got the LHC collider that's looking for the God particle. Mm-hmm. It's already been confirmed this thing is actually a dimensional gateway that opens up to other dimensions. Now, here's the crazy part, people. They have a statue of Shiva out of there that's inside of a circular portal. That's what he's snapping through. He's the god of destruction. Now, I said all that to say this. On April 8th is going to be a total eclipse that's going to be going over the U.S. Everybody's aware of that. So why is it during this eclipse, they're going to open up the dimensional portal gate at CERN? Now, the crazy thing from animation and watching all the videos like Hercules that they showed, which was the best depiction that I've seen of it, is that, and watching this Disney movie, Hercules, the animation itself, you can check it out tonight if you want to. Mm-hmm. They aligned the planets to the point whereas, no, it wasn't Hercules, sorry. It wasn't Hercules. It was Ninja Turtles. It was Ninja Turtles. It's animation Ninja Turtles. I can't remember which one it was. But the villain that they're fighting were 4 generals that was from the past. They had somehow got frozen in battle, in an ancient time frame dealing with some type of magic. And fast forward to the modern time frame, the general of the 4 was still trying to, amass a way of trying to get them back together as far as reviving them. Well, he finds out doing it again because the alignment that took away his Jones then was aligned again. It was 7,000 years later. The interesting thing about this is this alignment eclipse that's coming up is actually marking 7,000 years. Because that's the only time it happens every 7,000 years. So let's hold that. Now, in the animation, continuing on with that, once the planet light, there was eclipse. Once the eclipse started, that was the gateway because the portal was the eclipse through where it came through the power from the other dimension. Yeah. And I'm sitting here looking at this. Now, from a kid standpoint and movie standpoint and turtle buff or whatever you is, you're going to be blown away. Man, that was good. And then after the movie's over, you just go about your business. But when you start to peel beyond, you know what I'm saying, the veil of entertainment, then you start to see the reality of things. Because they're not talking about this. And it has been documented that they have opened up to another dimension. They've been playing with this since 2012. The last time it was, you know what I'm saying, year before last, I remember it was right before the 4th of July they did it. The sky was a different color. That's how it affected everything. I hadn't seen clouds like that in my life. Yeah. But you're going to do it on eclipse right now. That kind of gets me on nerve because I know now of a sudden you're starting to align yourself with way how astronomical things line up. That makes things happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true that.
So while y'all still talking about Trump, while y'all still talking about Biden, while y'all still talking about Diddy, we got world wars jumping out and they open up portal. That's where your mind need to be at. Y'all need to come on upstairs, man.
Well, they're not gonna do that because you know we've been conditioned to think everything that's on the news is true. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see.
There we go. Now, that's better.
You know, everything that's on the news is true because they say if it's on the news, that means the world is watching. So they're not gonna put everything on TV that the world gonna watch. That's gonna be lies. Well, they don't realize that's the whole ideal of it. It's for you to be lied to. It ain't for you to be it ain't for no truth to get to you. Because when you find truth, you start to do right. And when you start to do right, they can't make no money off of you negatively. So that's how that's going to be. But anyway, we're going to get out of that and get to the main topic tonight. You already know. Or some of y'all don't know. But tonight is Our Culture, Our Music, part what, 13? Is it 13, bro?
Hold on, I'm going to it right now. We're on 13. Last one was Sugarhill.
Okay, because I put on the damn. I didn't put in the ticker. I knew I put in the ticker 13. But on the text, I put a 12 on accident. But anyway, this is part 13 of Our Culture, Our Music. Tonight's topic is the Sugarhill Records store. Yes, sir. If y'all don't know who the Sugarhill Records is, or whatever the case may be,
hold up.
Mm-hmm.
Sugarhill was last week's.
No, last week was bro. Hold on, you throwing me off now. Hold on. Last week
we got 12 already. What's 13?
No, it was cold. It was cold chilling last week.
Okay, well, I had got up to 12 last time. I talked with you know what I'm saying, as far as how many we had done. And 12 was what, and so we said we was on 13. So it's got to be something different from what that was, unless we didn't go over that.
Cause you know I said cold chilling. I think cold chilling. You know I said I accidentally said the other week. Cause I kind of threw myself off. But,
okay.
It was 12. It was 12. Cold chilling was 12. So today is 13 for Sugarhill Records.
I'm missing one. Like I say, I'm missing one because, like I say, I got 12 record companies. Never mind. Let's go and get into it. We'll fix it after it's over.
Yeah. But anyway, Sugarhill, bro, it's just so funny because that now that I look at it, man, we had a lot of black owned record labels.
Let me run y'all what we had. And you tell if I'm missing anything. We had Stax. We
Uh-huh.
had Motown. We had
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia International. We did
Mm-hmm.
Ruthless,
Mm-hmm.
Solar,
Mm-hmm.
Bad Boy,
Mm-hmm.
Uptown, Death
Mm-hmm.
Row, No Limit, Cash
Mm-hmm.
Money, Cold Chillin'. I got Sugar Hill with Sylvia Robinson. So they gave us
Okay.
12. That's why I was like,
Okay.
okay, was I off something?
Okay. Okay. So it is 12. Okay. Well, let me change it on the ticker then. I'm sorry.
All right.
All
So with
right.
that case, I'm right on point because that's number 12, Sylvia Robinson. All right, let's go. Let me go and
Okay.
erase that 13.
Okay. I'm gonna put 12 on the ticker. I'm sorry because I put 13. Trying to get ahead of the game. Goddamn.
You can let me know what's 13. I mean, because that's gonna be next. So
Okay. Yeah.
I already got 13 down for whatever we talk about. But yeah, we had let's go and get this sugar going then. And
Okay.
it's Sylvia
Yeah.
Robinson.
Yeah. Sugarhill Records. If
Mm-hmm.
y'all never heard of them, it's because you were born in 1989 or 90, somewhere from there. But this was ultimate, the first hip hop label of all time, the very first, and it was started by a beautiful sister named Sylvia Robinson, who is this right here.
Mm-hmm.
She was a singer before she started this company. She had a song called Pillow Talk, which was a really highly influenced or highly dance song back in, I think it came out in 1974. I want to say it kind of had like a sexual vibe, fantasy like song because she had a lot of high energy in that song.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was gyrating through the music because she was ah.
No, that type of woman, right? See, that's the type of woman that's in touch with her femininity, so to the point where you know what I'm saying that she can vocalize it. You know what I'm saying? I think the only other time I heard somebody vocalizing a song, I was actually interestingly enough, I was listening to the song that Neo had wrote for Beyonce called "Dance for You." Now, at the
Mm,
back end of the dance on the song "Dance for You," when she's starting to ad lib, that's exactly how women usually is, you know what I'm saying, when they're screaming with their body, when they're, you know what I'm saying, at their point of
yeah,
excitement and
yeah.
magnitude. So for her to bring that back and be the same, man, that's the type of woman you want right there. She'll have your, let's not get into it. Go ahead, man. Tell us more about it, bro.
Yeah, but it's a good story because I heard I know they got a video on her. Let's see. I'm gonna look it up in a second. I'm looking it up now, but I want to go ahead and tell you my story that I heard that she started Sugar Hill Records in 1978, 79, and the thing was she heard her nephew. I think her nephew was Big Hank. I'll tell you who Big Hank is in a few minutes. But oh, okay, I see they got a video, a little brief video on her. I'll let you hear her. Little, no, that's too short. I don't want to do that. I'll do this one here. But anyway, she started the record label in 1978, 79. And the reason for the starting that label, I think I could be going over my head on some shit, but I'm gonna tell you a little story. Um, she up and came in a pizza parlor in New York, 'cause that's where she's from. She's from out that way, and she heard her nephew, Big Hank, rapping, saying some words over a song on the radio, and she said, "What was that you were doing?" And he said, "This is what we call rap music." And she's like, "Oh, I like that. Give me some more." And he kept on going. And she's like, "You know what? I need to put you in the studio. I need to get a group started. You know what I'm saying? I want to try, because this sounds like something totally different from what I'm used to hearing." And she like, that might change the game. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
quiet as kept, he literally was rapping lyrics that he heard from a friend of his, which was one of his roommates, which was his roommate that he was staying with in an apartment. And this guy name was Casanova. I think Grandmaster Cass. That was his name. They called him Casanova something. But Grandmaster Cass was like one of the first rappers in New York. He wasn't signed with no label or nothing. He was just, just writing rhymes and rapping off on top of beats. And Big Hank was basically repeating what he heard Cass, rapping at the time. And he fucked around there. Instead of him telling Miss Robinson that he wasn't no rapper, he looked at it from, I'm finna make some money.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to tell her about Cass, like, these are Cass lyrics. You know what I'm saying? He literally turned his back on Cass. And he went and found some more art, guys that want, rap. And the other guy's name was Wonder Mike and Grandmaster B. No, Grandmaster B. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Houdini. I'm sorry. Master G. And these guys, y'all know today as the Sugarhill Gang, which is the preference of their record label. But it got the name came from.
Never put that two together, boy. Right there in my face. Never put those two together.
Mm-hmm. That's Big Hank on the left side, God rest. He died back here a couple of years ago. In the back, that's Wonder Mike and Master G. No, it's Master G in the back and Wonder Mike on the right side. I'm thinking. But yeah, well, this is the group right here that she started. You know what I'm saying? And they had a #1 hit back in 1979 that was they were rapping off a sample of Cheeks song Good Times. And they called it Rap with Delight. And that was like the longest rap song in the history of hip hop. Because that song was like 14 minutes long when it first came out. They had to chop it up for the radio play.
Mm-hmm.
But they did pretty good, and it generated a whole lot of money. They performed there on a lot of shows and did concerts and stuff, and also opened up the gateway for more artists to come along. You know what I'm saying? You got the OG Booney G. You know what I'm saying? And then come behind him was
who's that now?
The Sequence Party. This was a hip hop group. They had a song called "We're Gonna Funk You Right On Up," and one of the artists that was in that group is a well-known R&B singer of today, Miss Angie B. From Miss Angie Stone. I'm sorry, not Angie B. Angie Stone.
I see her.
Yeah.
Man, would you look at that?
Mm-hmm. Yep. She the one they had the little chain that ding ding dong, ring a ding 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 dong. Dr. Dre sent her that for the song "Keep Your Hands Raised." Yeah.
I like that song "No More Rain" she came out with. That was banging.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
She had a song "Strong Brother." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I think. That's I didn't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Angie from the Sequence part, but I do know Angie Stone. Though. Let's just put that out there. I need to find out more about the Sequence part.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. She was a part of that group, and they consider her as one of the first hip hop female artists of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, they never really gave her credits due like she's supposed to have got. You know,
They never do without people. They
You
never
know,
do.
because I
Especially the ones
never,
that have the real
know,
music, soul
yeah,
music.
I had to learn this back here a couple of years ago when I was looking something up on that, and I said, "What?" Because I said, "Damn, that female look familiar." And I look on it, and I was like, and they said that was Angie Stone. I said, "Angie Stone?" I said, "He told the R&B singer." I mean, get the
Mm-hmm.
fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this. I'm like, shit, she been in the game for a long time. Then,
Now, I'm glad everything went to the point she was able to get in, and then get out. I like that.
oh yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
She had
yeah,
a lot of positive, vibes in her music. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
She was like Floetry and like even
That's another group I like too, though. Who was Fortune with? Who record label they was with?
I have no. I think they were with Atlantic. I don't know. I could be wrong. It could have been with Atlanta, Time Warner, someone one of them goddamn labels. I don't think they was with Sony though. I'm finna look
Okay,
it up.
well, it's all good. It's all good. We doing Black Label, but I just thought about them, you know what I'm saying? Because they one of the girls group that was just in and out, but they was a hot group for me too. I like Floetry a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. They had. I like that song. Say Yes. That was my shit
Mm,
right
that was my favorite off there too, homie. And
there.
the thing
Yeah,
about it was when it gets to the break at the end of that song, let you know how a woman feel. That's what
hell
I'm
yeah.
talking about.
She was
That's what I'm
gyrating on
talking about.
that one. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Same thing with tone that we talking about, you know what I'm saying, with Miss Sylvia Rock. Oh my good. Keep going, bro. This thing is lovely. I like the flow. I like the flow.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that was the thing, man. A woman knew her place. You know what I'm saying? She knew who she was.
She was in touch with her womanhood
Yeah.
and the power of her womanhood, and she knew that. And it wasn't independent. It was powerful because she was singing it. That's what
Yeah.
women don't do no more. If you want to do it, sing it like we supposed to do. Sing it. That's what our women do. That's what our race does. We sing, dance. And that's a communication we don't do no more with each other in relationship. Oh man, this thing getting high. We don't do that in relationships, period.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to take the dynamics and change them. We need to get to some higher levels here. We're at a point right now from the original human beings, we would have looked at them as gods. We need to get
Right.
back to it. Anyway, I'm going to
Yeah.
yield back. Go ahead.
Yeah. Like you said, yeah. I think that was the thing was for the woman to really show her feminine side. And that's a beautiful thing. That was never a bad thing. I've always loved when a woman show her feminine side because I know where I am as a man. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying.
That's the
Sometimes,
power, though. See that they don't understand that they forgot. Well, some using and abusing that, but that's the power. You know what I'm saying? Of having a woman that's you know what I'm saying after the rough and tough life of working all day, or maybe having to harass with coworkers, maybe having harass with the police. You never know, or the boss man, or
yeah,
just your own demons in your own mind, and then come home. You had this soft woman that she gets you a hug. The softness when you get the first hug, that relieves you a little bit. The stress starting to come off. Then the kiss, you know what I'm saying, takes more stress off of you.
mm-hmm.
Then like, well, come on, let's sit down over this way. You forgot all about what you was upset about and had been trouble you because now you're into okay, where we going to the couch? Yeah, sit down. Got your shoes over this way. You know what I'm saying? I don't like them, but here you go. On top of it, you know what I'm saying? Here you go, your
Right,
drink that you like, you know what I'm saying? And you get your
right,
like, then you massage your shoulders, and after you massage, you come sits in your lap, you know what I'm saying? How was your day today? Man, it was like, you know what I'm saying? And just that in your laps, the softness, that's the power that it does because it's the common thing. The woman's supposed to be my peace, and she's supposed to respect that peace that I give for her. As
right,
long as we got this, we got a dynamic going. And I can
mm,
go up, I can get up again at 4 or 5 in the morning and do it again.
right. Straight
That's
like
the
that.
power of a woman. Yeah, but go
Yep.
ahead.
All right,
Sylvia Robertson.
all right. And now got more artists that was on Sugarhill Records, and here's another group, the Treacherous Three.
Ain't that cool, Mo D?
I was just about to get to that. Yes, sir. That is.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was his group.
How
back
you
then.
like me now?
Yeah, this is way before How You Like Me Now.
Yeah, it
He had
is,
a,
dog.
he had a song, I cannot think of the name of it for nothing in the world, but he was considered as the first tongue twister of that time because he was rapping fast on this song. I cannot think of the name of that damn song for shit. But he was going the fuck in.
Man, I think I do remember, you know what I'm saying, that. But
Hmm.
there we go. Kumo D is in the house with the treacherous three.
Oh yeah. So you had I forgot, I know Special K was one of them, and I think LA Sunshine. Yeah, LA Sunshine and Special K was in that group. But Kumo D, got on down later on down the line because he wanted to do something different, and because like I said, he was really the front runner of that group. You know what I'm saying? I mean, both of them they rap, but they just couldn't fuck with OD. OD was trying to he was on fire, bro.
Yeah, he was one of the first. I'm gonna have to say from early hip hop when it first started. Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Kumo D.
Hmm.
LL came after that, but he ain't in there right now. But I'm just gonna put it out there right now from my standpoint, okay? Not to
Hmm.
ruffle nobody's feathers. But
Yeah.
early hip hop, the Kings, that was Rakim, Kumo
Hmm.
D,
Hmm.
and Big Daddy Kane. There it is.
Oh, bro, you gonna leave out Knowledge Reign Supreme, KRS One.
That would be my Mount Rushmore, those four. Now that you
Okay,
bring that up. Yeah,
okay,
that would be my Mount Rushmore of
okay.
hip hop. Those
I was
four
gonna
right
say,
there.
if you got to have him somewhere in that picture, cause KRS was nothing to be played with.
No, but that's what I would say. They'll be the Mount Rushmore. If they was gonna do it, I think they'd
Mhm.
have to have those four up there.
Oh yeah, I can agree. I can agree. Let's see what you got going on in the chat. Uh, uh,
No,
Cool J said Cool J came before those four. Hmm?
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Are you sure? 'Cause,
No, he didn't.
that one song that I'm talking about, I was trying to remember. That song came out in 1981. That
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about that he was rapping like Twister. So that
Yeah,
that Cool J came out in like '84. Cause '85 he came out with the album Radio.
radio, radio.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got his hold on that. Let's not get it
yeah,
twisted.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Yeah. I mean,
we're gonna give him his
I mean,
flowers. He's got five mics. Okay, he's
yeah,
got five mics.
yeah, yeah.
But as it was pointed out, you know what I'm saying, he was a lyricist. But his hip hop fans face, you know what I'm saying, this is when we actually start to see now that an artist, it ain't always got to be about street things because there's another, you know what I'm saying, fan base, which is the women liking it because he was appealing to them. So he started that whole new category, you know what I'm saying, suave gangster, you know what I'm saying, love or helmet friends type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
He started that whole movement because everybody else was on, you know what I'm saying, straight street knowledge. He wasn't doing that. He gave us some, but all his most, you know what I'm saying, his hits that he had come out, you know what I'm saying, they were most, you know what I'm saying, dedicated to the females.
Bro, I'm looking at something on Google. It says that was said this group was formed in 1978
I was
and
only two.
and said it consisted of DJ Easy Lee, which became uh, Kumo D's study DJ all the way into his career. You know what I'm saying? And then they said the three of the group is Kumo D, LA Sunshine, and Special K, like I said. It says Spoonie D left, who had left in the late '70s. Because Spoonie D was down with them. I didn't know that. I think that's probably what that funky four plus one more or some shit like that. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah.
I'm mistaken.
Yeah,
Okay.
was Spoonie getting in there because he was the one more.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, he said yes. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, yeah, Cool J 85. Yeah, cause bro, I ain't gonna lie. I remember when I first bought that goddamn cassette tape. I begged my mother. I was 9 years old, and back
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
As youngins, we can go into the store and buy cassette tapes. Hell, we can go buy some cigarettes back
Yeah,
then.
if you was cool with the guy behind the counter.
No, hell, you didn't have to be cool with the guy behind the counter. You
And
just
well,
they just
down
knew
south,
they knew that
down
they knew.
south,
Mhm.
if your folks went to the stores all the time, you was with them, then you went back there. That's the only way he's gonna get. Other than that, nah, you was too
Oh,
young to get them, though. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. Hey, Doug, that's you right. I was just gonna say that. Cool J
Yeah,
became famous, and with the help of Kumo, really got to give, still got to give Kumo D his flowers, cause
got to do it.
you know what I'm saying. If it wasn't for Kumo D, LL would never got his real blow up because him and LL started beefing hard back in the day.
But see, that's the way LL had to do it. And this is the same thing that 50 did to get in the game too. You go after somebody that's already well known. That's how you get your name drug into the ticket match.
Yeah, yeah. We sure in the hell didn't, cause I see when Go See the Doctor came out. uh I liked that song, but it was like a song that you hear and you don't hear, and it's like okay, whatever. So we was young, Cool J was younger than Mo D. Mo D way old, a little bit way older than LL. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I get that. I get that most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Cause even when I want to say when Cool J came out with that radio album, he was that was a big major label though, Def Jam back then.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, that they were way bigger than goddamn Sugar Hill because that was a offshoot of CBS Records back then, Columbia.
I mean, it had some push, you know what I'm saying, behind it, you know what I'm saying? So that's why LL was able, you know what I'm saying, to go so far. Actually was through the radio.
Yeah, I mean, I knew back in the days, like when Cool D was, when LL first started rapping, man, folks was just crazy as hell about him, on the West Coast. But the thing with fuck Cool J up is when he came out there to LA that time to World on Wheels
Mm-hmm.
skate arena, and he had that damn fuzzy red Kango hat on, and he was in Crip Hood, and he got his ass whooped because one thing about it, you can be a rapper all day long, but you gotta respect the territory.
I can dig that on not understanding being out of
But
bounds
Cool
on
J,
things.
but Cool J didn't know nothing about that gang banging shit when he came out there. He didn't know nothing
Of
about none
course
of that.
not, because I already know he wouldn't have went out there being that way if he would have knew about it. Now, here's the thing about, you know what I'm saying, me knowing about LL when I first found out about LL. And the crazy thing was, you know what I'm saying, I was 9 at the time frame, and I, you know what I'm saying, happened church was going down to Jackson to a sister church, you know what I'm saying, there's going to be a federation, which means a joint of the church, and we're going to do it big that day down that way. And it
Mm-hmm.
just so happened, you know what I'm saying, that one of the elders there, you know what I'm saying, we went over to his spot, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, and so it's about 20, 30 some people fall off in the crop, you know what I'm saying, he's doing it big, or that way, rest in peace, he's no longer here, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, but he has a daughter, you know what I'm saying, a son. Well, the son, we end up going into his room, you know what I'm saying, everybody gym, because most of the older folks, grown folks, they out there talking, you know what I'm saying, chopping up. So since the boys and girls splitting up, they went to the sister's room, and then we going to Benji's room. That's his name. I put that on out there. So while we in Benji's spot, you know what I'm saying, Benji's got on his wall some bright skinned dude, no shirt on, gold chain. He's in a squat. He's got a ring on his hand. He's got a red Kango hat on. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
he's got this radio behind him. So I'm like, who is that? He like, you ain't heard LL Cool J? I'm like, nah. So I'm at the church spot. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this not off the street. What I find out about LL, I find this out in the church house about LL. He was just that big. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
found LL. Not off the
Yeah.
street corner, right there in the church. That's how big LL was making noise. So Def Jam put the bullhorn behind it, and everybody heard about it. They did
Oh
their
yeah.
thing. They
Hell yeah.
promoted it.
Because see, what made me heard LL, see that song radio wasn't really. It was hot, but it wasn't as hot as you would have thought it was on the West Coast. The song that was hot on the West Coast was Dear Yvette, and that
Mm.
song didn't get that song would really didn't get its flowers like you would have thought it was. But that song was hot as shit on West Coast. That song and I Can Give You More. Now them two songs right there was a West Coast song because it had a lot of bass to it, and that was around the first time when motherfuckers started putting speakers and shit in their cars. big ass 12 and 15-inch speakers in their cars back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they had to have that you know, because that Deer Event, they had that heavy bass, like doom doom doom. That shit was hitting so hard, man. I was like, God damn. I'm like, who is that? They're like, that's Cool J. I was like, I had to get that cassette. And I begged my mother to let me go down to Tower Records in Carson, California, and get that damn cassette tape. And then around that time, shit, Ice-T was getting ready to drop his goddamn album, The Power. And I was like trying to play. I know I wanted to get that too, that cassette tape too. But I was like, no, I got to get Cool J first. I'll go back and get Ice-T later.
Now that's something else. That's something else. You West Coast, you know what I'm saying, born, raised, and you decided to go.
Bro, I told you, don't get it twisted. I'm like now, I'm in California now. But at the same time, I have more of a love as far as the music is concerned on the East Coast than I do on the West Coast, because the East Coast had that laid back jazz type of sound, and I can relate to that. Don't get me wrong, I love my West Coast music all day long, but it's just something about you had that it's just the energy, that vibe, make you think, it make you relax and think. See, on the West Coast, nigga, as soon as you hear some good West Coast music, nigga, you ready to ride on some motherfucking body. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, I'm not saying that all West Coast music is like that. It's just the vibe. It's totally different. See, because East Coast, they try to go back and do a genre of remembering old music that never got this credit due, like old jazz tunes and stuff. That's why you hear a lot of rappers used to sample a lot of jazz music, like Tribe Called Quest. I mean, Nas, you know what I'm saying? X-Clan, you know what I'm saying? Hell, even Public Enemy did a couple, tracks, with jazz in there. With shit, Public Enemy did 16 samples in one song. Each song. If you listen to that damn Fear the Black, what's that? Fear the Black Planet album with Fight the Power and all that shit on there. That song was gonna work it out. That was like 12 samples in one song. I was like, God damn.
I have to say, it's crazy though, but you know what I'm saying? You're right, cause you know what I'm saying, East Coast, their hip hop was jazz based, because I remember when I first got down to Hollandale, and the thing about it was listening to the music, I was right there in the moment where, you know what I'm saying, that Rap City the bass, you know what I'm saying, was pumping more of it. You know what I'm saying? East Coast was putting out everything. And one song in particular that's always in my head during a certain part of the year is, I forget what's the name of the group, you know what I'm saying? Q was in it, but We Got the Jazz. We Got the Jazz.
Oh, yeah, Tribe Called Quest. Yeah,
Tribe Called Quest, that's right. Every time, like doing the
Fight Dog, the assassin. He died.
Yeah, like anytime during the fall time frame, you know what I'm saying, and it gets cloudy outside, that song pops up in my head. I don't know why. It's attuned to that time of year or what it is, but it's like a theme song for me for some reason. Well, I ain't got to understand it yet, but I'll break it down later on.
It's funny that you bring that up, because that's when I first met you in that year. I remember going to Camelot in Greensville trying to find that single and couldn't find it, and ended up getting Check the Rhyme, which was on the same CD. That single was though, and that had a little jazz tune to it with a bass line to it. But that was just me, man. I mean, shout out to our brother Willie D, not the rapper, but our homeboy Willie. You know what I'm saying? He can't stand none of that East Coast shit. He hate all of it. Only thing he liked was Public Enemy and Wu-Tang Clan. He said he had to have his West Coast. He loved Ice Cube and Compton's Most Wanted and DJ Quick and all that stuff. And I said, yeah, that's cool. Well, I'm just, he like, bro, I can't believe you like that East Coast shit. I'm like, man.
No, he's just still, you know what I'm saying, in his paradigm, he don't think nothing better. That's a perception. Now, when you become a lover of music, you're going to see the beauty in all of it.
Yeah.
And he ain't got to that level because he won't allow himself to. He said, I don't like that.
CD back then, man, he was just hyped up any damn way. He was just hyped up anyway. He wanted some kind of good fighting music, just in case he had to get on somebody's ass at school or something.
But you know what? We're gonna let Willie D get back. We're
gonna move along. We're gonna move right along. All right. Now, And then, like I said, we done already got to the Treacherous Three. There's another group that was introduced to Sugar Hill Records, and they basically really blew the spot up to really show who Sugar Hill Records was all about, and it basically rolled them up as well. And that was the group Grandmaster Flash and the fucking Furious Five. They were
Mm.
also on the label. You know, God rest the dead, Cowboy, who was the MC with Grandmaster back in the days. He died when I was 13. He died in '89, drug overdose. But Grandmaster Flash, that was his group. And he got your man Melly Mel on the side over there. You know what I'm saying? And you can just hear the song, the message in your head. Broken glass everywhere.
Now, which one was Melly Mel? Because I never got a chance. You know what I'm
Melly
saying?
Mel is the brother right here on the right side with the headband on his head.
I got you on that though.
I appreciate it,
All
brother.
right, Dad. Appreciate the love. Salute, homie.
Yeah, but yeah, that's Millie Mel right there. I
Yeah,
could never get the other guy's name, but he was like the most. I just only knew the DJ, the head, the DJ, and the head MC on that group, and that was Millie Mel. A lot of folks try to hate on Millie Mel in this day and time because they like this the old ass nigga who used to rap, and it's like y'all motherfuckers just don't know. But hey, it is what it is.
that's like
Because
asking the question. Oh, you used to sing? That's not, man. They got to see that's what I'm talking about, bro. These folks done got too dumbed down.
oh yeah, I mean, because the thing is, that's the reason why I can't stand Facebook way of doing when it comes down to this copyright infringement shit, as well as YouTube and Instagram and all these other shit. Because see, the thing is, it's all about they got a high popularity of folks that's on the goddamn social media pages, and they want to act all brand new and telling you about the music is. It's not your music. You can't play it on social media, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, the quiet is kept. They don't want you playing it because the music it means something.
Uh,
It ain't about because we all know we don't own these folks shit. Of course we own it because we bought it.
we only
We
because
supposed to
our
own
people
everything.
created it, man. That's the thing about it. Anything that comes from China, that's from the Chinese people. That's what
Yeah,
makes them a nation. That's
yeah,
what makes us a nation. Our music. We haven't
yeah,
understood that part. That's why they want to take that too. Like they've taken our identity. And you
yeah.
got to understand man, these folks too sleep, bro. Like I say, everybody ain't gonna make it, man.
For real. Anyway, like I say, this is Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. They were the ones that basically started the song, brought the song out, the message. They had another song called Scorpio, and they had another song called White Lines. White lines running through my mind.
I
That was
bet.
that was the, that was the other version of a white horse.
Yeah, I know. Uh-huh.
The concept is white lines. They ain't talking about the white lines in the
Mhm.
street.
Don't say too much now. They're gonna flag your monkey.
Shit, they gonna flag you in it. They gonna flag us any damn way just by telling the damn truth.
Ain't that the truth?
You know what I'm saying? They don't give a they straight hating either way it go. It don't even fucking matter. You know what I'm saying?
What you thought?
Mhm.
I saw the check, nigga. Huh?
Straight like that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this video, man. We're gonna get into this video.
Yeah, I saw the check, nigga.
Let's see.
Hip hop turns 50 years old this year, y'all. Wow. Happy birthday to hip hop. You know, as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of hip hop this coming August 2023, I think we also need to celebrate a beautiful black woman named Sylvia Robinson, who was responsible for bringing hip hop to the world on a big level. Because when it comes to the black women in power, well, these days though, in today's entertainment world, they get a lot more respect than they did way back in the day. And Sylvia Robinson is on that list as one of the most powerful black business women. Matter of fact, one of the most powerful black business people that led the way and opened the doors for more black people that's in power now in the music industry. It's a male dominated business, but in the beginning, you had some women that was doing their thing. Vivian Carter, VJ Records, who I just did a story on recently. Barry Gordy and his sisters Anna and Gwen helped him build the Motown empire. Sylvia Rome, that's another woman in 1994 became the first black female in history to become a chairman at a major label, which was Elektra Records. And she did it at Epic Records. But Sylvia Rome said she was inspired by Sylvia Robinson. And she said she should be honored as one of the first black female creative and businesswomen. Sylvia Robinson was a boss, man, a singer, songwriter, producer, engineer. She did it all. She also considered being hip hop's first mother and created the first hip hop record label called Sugarhill Records. If it wasn't for Sylvia Robinson, it might not be no hip hop music on the radio, y'all. She discovered the rap group the Sugar Hill Gang and released the first successful commercial rap song, which was Rapper's Delight. She put the light on hip hop. She knew it. She knew it'd be something special. She knew that. Melly Mel from the group Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five said, regardless of what anyone says about her, she was the one. She was one of the best producers and one of the best producers. Period. She called it with Rapper's Delight and the Message when no one believed in either song. Motown Records was the young sound of America in the 60s, and Sugar Hill was the young sound of America in the early 80s. Because everybody thought hip hop was a fad and would just go away. But now look at it though. Look at hip hop now. We celebrating 50 years of it. Wow. The Fox television show called Empire, Cookie Lion, played by Taraji P. Henson, is based off Sylvia Robinson.
Mm.
And you can't forget about her husband, Joe Robinson, the muscle and the business mind behind everything she did. Let's get right into the story, y'all.
Man, no, they didn't.
Now, Sylvia Robinson was born as Sylvia Vanderpool on May 29th, 1935, in Harlem, New York. She was one out of seven children born to her parents who were immigrants from the Virgin Islands, and her father worked for General Motors. Now, by the age of 13 years old, she ended up getting a record deal with Columbia Records, and she went by the name Little Sylvia. This was in the 1950s. In 1951, she released her first single titled Little Boy, in which had the background sounds of legendary trumpet player Hot Lips Page. And she recorded some more songs for some other little record labels like Savoy and Jubilee, but then she ended up meeting legendary guitarist Mickey Baker, who she was taking guitar lessons from at the time during high school. Her parents wanted her to take guitar lessons, and once she learned the guitar, she started writing her own songs. And they formed a little duo, little group together called Mickey and Sylvia. And in 1956, they released a song called Love is Strange, which hit number one on the Billboard magazine's most played by jockeys R&B singles chart and hit number 11 on the Hot 100. That song Love is Strange sold over 1 million
Pardon?
copies. And in 2004, Love is Strange was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame for its influence as a rock and roll single. I remember hearing that song on the movie Dirty Dancing. And that soundtrack is one of the best selling albums of all time. I didn't even know that Dirty Dancing soundtrack. And they also played that song in the movie Casino too. You know, rock and roll legend Buddy Holly, before he died in that plane crash with Richie Valens and Big Bopper, was also doing a version of that song. And he was a big fan of Sylvia and Mickey. They had worked together. But anyway, now Mickey and Sylvia continued to release singles, but they ended up going their separate ways after Sylvia wanted to pursue a solo career. And that's when Mickey replaced her with a singer named Kitty Noble. After that, in 1959, Sylvia was about to quit the music business and go back to school for nursing until she ended up meeting Joe Robinson one day while having dinner with some friends on a cruise ship up the Hudson River. And, you know, they started dating and they ended up getting married. Now, see, Joe Robinson, he was a Navy vet turned hustler. He was a gangster, a number runner from the streets, and he also did real estate. He owned apartment buildings, clubs, some bars, and everything. And you know, once they got married, he convinced Sylvia to get back to her music career because, you know, by that time she had had enough though. She had got a regular 9 to 5 job and everything, but he told her she would make more money singing. And he became her manager. Joe became her manager. And he was the one that convinced Sylvia to get back with Mickey Baker and form their own music publishing company together and write songs and produce for other artists. So around 1960, Mickey and Sylvia got back together, and in 1961, they produced the big hit for Ike and Tina Turner called It's Gonna Work Out Fine, which became Ike and Tina's first Grammy nominated song and their second million selling single after A Fool in Love. In an interview, right, Sylvia said she was the one who paid for that session. She taught Tina Turner the song and was the one that was playing the guitar on the song. And she didn't get no credit because back then, women really never got no respect in the music industry like that back then. Now, they say if she would have had gotten credit for that song, she probably would have been America's pop music first female record producer.
Hmm.
Wow.
Wow.
But around 1962, Mickey and Sylvia split up again, and she went on to do a solo thing again. And her and her husband Joe, they ended up moving to Inglewood, New Jersey, and they raised their family there. Around 1968, Sylvia and Joe decided to start their own record label called.
Bruh, don't you know that they said, brother said that Sylvia played the guitar on the song Work Out Fine with Ike and Tina?
Mm.
And the other song that they came out with the Ike and Turner review, damn, what's the other song that they said? Hold on, I'll just run it back since you just popped in. Hold on a second. I'll just run it back. Here you go.
Singing, and he became her manager. Joe became her manager, and he was the one that convinced Sylvia to get back with Mickey Baker and form their own music publishing company together and write songs and produce for other artists. So around 1960, Mickey and Sylvia got back together, and in 1961, they produced the big hit for Ike and Tina Turner called It's Gonna Work Out Fine,
Yeah, that's
which
it.
became Ike and Tina's first Grammy nominated song and
Mm.
their second million selling single after A Fool in Love. In an
Wow.
interview, right, Sylvia said she was the one who paid for that session. She taught Tina Turner the song and was the one that was playing the guitar on the song. And she didn't get no credit because back then, women really never got no respect in the music industry like that back then. Now, they say if she would have had gotten credit for that song, she probably would have been America's pop music first female record producer. Wow. But around 1962, Mickey and Sylvia split up again, and she went on to do a solo thing again. And her and her husband Joe, they ended up moving to Inglewood, New Jersey, and they raised their family there. Around 1968, Sylvia and Joe decided to start their own record label called All Platinum Records. they had started a bunch of record labels. They had a bunch of record labels: Red Robin Records, Fury Records, Fire Records, Stang Records, Vibration Records, Turbo Records. But All Platinum Records was the one that they really was focusing on at the time. And they started working with the R&B group called The Moments. And
Mm,
Sylvia wrote their first hit song called Love on the Two-Way Street, which
yeah,
spent 5 weeks.
yeah, that was the shit right there. In fact, I'm gonna let you see how that record, how the album cover look. Uh, I got that album right at the house right now. The Moments. That's what that is.
Okay.
At number one on the Billboard Soul Singles chart and hit number three on the Hot 100 chart. I like Stacey Lattisaw's version too, Love
Yeah,
on a Two-Way Street
I
back in
got that too.
1981.
Yep.
She also wrote the song called Shame, Shame, Shame for the group Shirley and the Company that hit number one on the Billboard Soul
Shame,
Singles chart for
shame,
one
shame,
week
shame
and
on
number
you.
one on the
Isn't
Billboard
that shit
Disco
rough?
Dance charts for 4 weeks. Then Sylvia wrote the song called Pillow Talk.
Yeah, that's it right there.
And with that song,
That's the song
her
Pillow Talk I was
intentions
telling you
was to
about.
give it to legendary
That
singer
she was doing
Al
all that,
Green, but
that gyrating
he
and shit.
turned it down at the time because of his religious background. So she decided to record it and put it out herself. And in March 1973, she released the song Pillow Talk, which hit number one on the best-selling soul singles chart for 2 weeks
Mm.
and hit number three on the Billboard Hot 100. She was also nominated for Best Female R&B Vocal Performance at the 1974 Grammy Awards. Everybody think that that song "Love to Love You Baby" by Donna Summers was too sexual, but Pillow Talk
Hell no, that damn
was the
Pillow
first
Talk
to
was
have
off
all
the
that
chain.
sexual moaning and stuff, that kind of stuff in it. I remember the song. They played that song in the movie Carlito's Way with Al Pacino. But Pillow Talk was a big song for her. And a lot of artists did covers of it, like Janet Jackson did a cover, Mickey Howard, and many more. Now, when Pillow Talk went number one on the charts, Joe and Sylvia were flying high with success at that time. They had money coming in. Look, they had even bought Chess Records catalog.
Damn.
Wow, I guess that
Wow,
was
I didn't
floating
know that.
around
See, bro?
at the time. They
Chess
had got the
record.
Chess Records catalog too at that time.
You know who Chess Records is, don't you, bro?
No,
You know who huh?
no, I never heard of chess records.
You don't know who Chess Records? Chess Records is the label that had Muddy Waters and all them on there. That was owned by that Polish Jewish guy.
No, no, I never knew about the record company it was from.
Yeah, did you ever see that movie Cadillac Records? You never seen that, have you?
Nah, I heard about it, saw some preview, but I never watched
Okay.
it.
Yeah, yeah, but that's what that movie was about, Chess Records. And they had, Muddy Waters was like his first artist, one of his first artists. And he had the Flamingos, he had Lil Walter, he had Chuck Berry, he had what's the girl name? The woman name? Etta James. She was on there. There's a whole lot of motherfuckers on there. And she ended up getting, and they end up getting the catalog all that. Ain't that some shit? Bought the catalog of that album, label, that
Mhm.
record label. That's amazing.
No,
And she
that,
continued to release more albums and release more music from artists they had signed. But then they couldn't produce another big hit because it was the disco era too. Disco music was running the world at the time.
Yes, sir.
And funny, Joe Robinson had got into some trouble and was being investigated for payola. He was dealing with some tax evasion, which led to them filing for bankruptcy. Plus, a lot of their artists on their label accused them of not paying royalties. This is back then in the 70s. They was getting accused of not paying for their royalties. So that's when Joe Robinson, they bankrupted and everything now. So that's when Joe Robinson, he went on, talked to one of his good friends named Jules Rifkin, who is the father of Steve Rifkin, who started Loud Records. And Jules Rifkin connected him to the mafia music boss Morris Levy. Huh. Morris Levy, he was dealing with Morris Levy, and he wanted to be a partner in their next record label. And
Go ahead.
Mm. Bro, you there? I didn't got cut off. You there, bro?
shit. I mean, things were pretty bad. And
I'm gonna run this back because I think I was cut off. My signal went out, y'all. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna run it back. Bro, you there? Shit. Oh yeah. Bro, you there, bro?
I'm here.
Yeah, I was cut off. I don't know what the hell happened. I guess my signal or something bounced out real bad. But I'm running back. Here we go.
It's all good.
Jules Rifkin connected him to the mafia music boss Morris Levy. Huh.
Yeah,
Morris
that's where we
Levy,
left
he
off
was
at.
dealing with Morris Levy. And, he wanted to borrow some money so he can pay his bills. But y'all know Morris Levy, he looked at it as an investment and wanted to be a partner in their next record label they started, which was Sugarhill Records, named after the neighborhood in Harlem. Now, according to Sylvia, she didn't want no parts of Morris Levy because she knew of his reputation for stealing royalties from black artists when he had Roulette Records. They had they had did some business with him back in the day when she had wrote a song for one of his artists and didn't get no credit. She knew Morris Levy will put his name down on his artist records and take everything from them. Like, Morris Levy had artists like Frankie Lyman, Count Basie, Dizzy Gillespie, Sarah Vaughan, some other artists. Plus,
Mm,
he was mob affiliated with the Genovese crime family. Vincent Giaconte, the boss of the Genovese family, owned a lot of Morris Levy's recordings and retail businesses. But Sylvia, she ain't want no parts of him, man. She was scared to death to do business with him. She actually, in an interview, she called him the devil.
mm,
Wow. She called Morris Levy the devil. Joe Robinson was also dealing with another mobster named Tony Rivera, who also was helping fund the Sugar Hill Records label at the time. I mean, things were pretty bad for Joe and Sylvia at the time, and Sylvia, she became depressed and started going to church a lot, praying to get out of her financial troubles, and she didn't want to deal. She didn't want to deal with Morris Levy, man. She was just depressed, just going through it. She started going to church and stuff. But then something happened that would change her life and change the world forever, which is hearing hip hop for the first time. Because, see, as history has it, hip hop started back in 1973 when DJ Kool Herc started playing the break parts and songs at parties in the Bronx, New York. And when his friend Coke LaRock got on the microphone and started rapping, the rest is history.
history. Yes, sir.
Hip hop was born. But some say hip hop was already going on before that. And the real creator of hip hop is a guy named Disco King Mario. Hmm. I had to do a story on him. And some argue that the Latinos started it, the Jamaicans started it with the big sound systems. I don't really know who started it. Any of my fans, if you're from the Bronx and came up in that era, please leave a comment and tell me your thoughts. Let me know. But anyway, hip hop was born and has been dominating ever since. That's all I know. Now, Sylvia Robson, right? How she discovered hip hop. One day, 1979, she had went to a birthday party that her niece was throwing for her at the world famous Harlem World nightclub, right? And she got there and she was kind of shocked because the last time she had been to a club, disco was the top music of choice. But at this club, she saw DJs and MCs on the microphone, which was kind of different for her. And she saw the legendary DJ Lovebug Starsky and DJ Hollywood chanting and rapping over the break part from Chic's song called Good Times, which was a big hit that summer. And she saw how
And
the
that's crazy. I heard that she has went into a pizza parlor where her nephew was working at, and he was rapping, and she asked him a question about what that was he was doing. They said she went to a club. Okay.
people was going crazy in the club. DJ Hollywood and Lovebug
Makes
was
sense,
telling
though.
people put your hands in the air, wave them like you just don't care, and the crowd was doing whatever they say and everything, right?
Makes sense.
And to her, that was amazing to see that. And that's when she came up with that idea, like taking a song that was already a hit and having some kids rap on it. And that's what she did. Now, at first, she wanted to sign Love Buzz Star Ski, but he wasn't interested and turned her down.
Mm.
And that's when she went back and talked to her son, Joy. And he told Sylvia about some of his friends that rap. He had one friend named Casper that rapped, but when they went to Casper, Casper turned them down too because Casper's father, who was a DJ at the time, he told him to stay away from the Robinsons because of all their financial and legal issues they had going on.
Now see, I gotta start right there. See, that's what when I say about the whole concept of the father being in the young man's life. You see that? Now, they had already had word of mouth that it was some bullshit from the beginning on what that on this whole goddamn music industry situation. They was like,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't let my son sign shit. He gonna be what he gonna be, and that's it. He ain't finna sign no contract with none of these motherfuckers because y'all some dirty motherfuckers. Word on the street, and that wasn't even the internet wasn't even out then. This was just word of mouth that was passed like a dump through the neighborhood. Like these motherfuckers ain't worth a damn. Don't do that. Don't put your son. Don't let your son. I don't care how talented your son is. Y'all do your own shit. Don't go to them motherfuckers. They gonna fuck over you.
I think, come to think about it, making me think about something now is that the internet was actually, a sort of a way, I think from a standpoint of them trying to replace us because word of mouth is what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put it up on it, just like we can find out what their word of mouth is, but that only, quickened the message alone, faster now when they, gave us the internet. Because now, instead of, it taking one or two, one, maybe 2-3 weeks, some just dropped in New York. Now, before it gets to my ears, being, let's say, not in a big city, the way music traveled back in the 80s, it's going to hit from New York, then going to hit all the main cities across the 50 states first. That's going to hit, then from there, it's going to trickle down, suburban town, surrounding town, and then you're going to get a chance to hear about what that is.
Right.
Unless you got, people that's in these cities already, and y'all on the phone like that all the time. They'll tell you about stuff that dropped already, and you get it fresh from when it just dropped. But the thing about it is, eventually, when everybody talk about music, somebody strike up something, somebody go like, oh, I didn't know you know nothing about right there because word of mouth then got around and we didn't got a chance to hear it. So for it to be fire like that means that, it was something like in the early stages of saying it's something that's brand new and it's got a ball of energy to it, you know what I'm saying? That everybody, you know what I'm saying, it's a spark that hits you, you know what I'm saying? You got to pass that on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to me right now, from what I'm hearing about this woman, Sylvia Robinson, this woman was a powerhouse. She, you know what I'm saying, a powerhouse songwriter, established musician, you know what I'm saying, and well-respected businesswoman. So from what that's from what I'm giving her right now is the flowers. From what I see, that's her body of work. That's her testament. You know what I'm saying? She done put hit songs out there. You know what I'm saying? Now I would say, you know what I'm saying, it's got to be 5 on the Mount Rushmore because she done made a pivotal move that will sleep to me and I know nothing about. And she helped start this thing about these 4 people that I told you about earlier on the mountain. If they're on the mountain, her face has got to be on the base of it. With plaques to describe. Without this foundation, you wouldn't have got to these heights. You heard? Oh, that's it right there, man. She's got to go down. Now that's a furious 5 to me. But I yield back.
Okay, here you go.
On. And they treated their artists bad. They had a bad reputation in the industry and everything. So Casper turned them down from his father's advice. So when Casper turned them down, that's when Joey Jr. and his friend Warren Moore took Sylvia to meet another guy that raps that worked at a pizza restaurant, which was Big Bang Hank. Well, he actually, Big Bang Hank actually couldn't rap, but he was always rapping
That's
his
how the
friend's
pizza
rhymes.
tastes. You're right.
His friend Grandmaster Cass rhymes while making pieces. Because see, Big Bang Hank, he was from the Bronx.
That was Big Bang Hank's story.
He was there when hip hop started. And he used to work the doors at the Bronx nightclub called the Sparkle, where he later became the music manager for Grandmaster Cass and his group called the Mighty Force MCs, in which later they became the Cold Crush Brothers. And you know, Big Bang Hank had borrowed some money from his parents to buy Grandmaster Cass and the group some music equipment. That's why he was working at that pizza parlor in New Jersey to pay his parents back the loan he borrowed from them. But anyway, so Big Bang Hank, see, he was rapping Grandmaster Cass rhymes, right? Because he had asked Grandmaster Cass, can he borrow some rhymes?
Would you mind pausing just for a second,
brother?
brother?
Rhymes because they were all friends and down together, whatever.
I just want to run it right into this, you know what I'm saying, to the parents out there. I want you to listen to what was said right here. That Big Bang Hank was at the pizza pop. Had to get a job to pay back his parents from a loan that they gave him to whatever he wanted to do his thing. See, this is how that dynamic works because they're teaching responsibility and accountability. Now, we'll make sure you get what you want and why you want to do it. But the thing, you got to make sure that you invest it too. Because what makes you invest is like, I'll do it. Okay, so what you going to do? I'm going to get a job and I'll pay you back. All right, now we talking. Because I know you're serious about whatever you say you want to do. And to do that, but that's what I want to pass out. Let's go, bro.
You for real?
Yes!
Perfect.
And he's just started learning Grandmaster Cass rhymes. So, and with that though, you know, by him learning his rhymes and not rapping himself, that would hurt Sugarhill Gang later on. Because once people found out he couldn't rap, he couldn't write another verse for the next songs, it kind of hurt the group. But anyway, people started calling them Milli Vanilli. But anyway, right? So Joey Robinson's friend Warren Moore walks in the pizza place where Big Bang Hank works at and tells him that he got Joey and Sylvia outside and they're looking for rappers to be in her group. So Big Bang Hank walks out there to the car and he meets her. And you know, he got flour all over him, pizza dough and everything.
I thought
and, you know, Sylvia asked him to rap for her.
Stories, though,
and he starts rapping Grandmaster Cass rhymes. He remembered. And she asked him, do he want to be part of a rap group she was starting? So, right, instead of him telling her no, and he's not a real rapper, but he does have a friend named Grandmaster Cass who rap, you would think he would say that, right? Nah. Big Hank said, "Yeah, he joined the group and used Grandmaster Cash rhymes." Wow. So after he finished rapping for Sylvia, right, while she's sitting in the car, now everybody outside see what's going on, and that's when Master G walks up with one of his friends who know Joey. They knew Joey too,
Mhm.
and asked him what was going on. And Joey told them that they was auditioning rappers, and that's when Master G starts rapping for her. And Sylvia was supposed to pick one of them, but she couldn't decide, so she brought them to her house. So when they get to her house, guess who's there? Wonder Mike was there. Wonder Mike was already there with a DJ named Ron the Mad Master Mixer, and they was in a group together at the time called Sound on Sound. So Wonder Mike is there sitting there, and he's watching Big Bang Hank and Master G rhyming and going back and forth for Sylvia to pick who she wants to sign to her label. And she couldn't choose between them, and decided to work with both of them, right? And she was about to go to bed right after that because it was getting late. And that's when Wonder Mike asks if he could rap for her. She said, "Go ahead, rap." And he rapped for her, and she said she would use all three of them. She was into numerology, and she said three was a good number for her.
Mhm.
And the rest is history. And she named the group the Sugar Hill Gang, and she gave them contracts to sign, and then she put them in the studio, and then she got her house band to remake Chic's instrumental "Good Times," and they did their raps all in
Now I'm gonna have to get
one
my
take.
background on Sylvia Robinson. I got to
Sylvia
do
named
it.
the song "Rapper's Delight," and the
Well, that's what I said. Don't get. That's what
I got.
I was gonna tell you, bro. You don't get too comfortable
I
because
mean,
there's
yeah,
a
I
good
mean, but we
side.
already talked about it. That's why now it's popular. Like, don't get too comfortable, like you said, because
That's what I'm gonna tell you.
yeah,
It's a good. That's why when you was talking, I was like, there's a good side and there's a bad side. Well, they gonna always talk.
yeah, yeah. And my whole thing is this. This I hope this ain't. Oh no, but that we ain't gonna do it right now. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? It's about the music.
song was 15 minutes long. Wow. Well, when they first recorded it, the song was actually 19 minutes long, but then Sylvia cut it to 15 minutes, and then later on it went to 7 minutes. Now, Joe Robinson heard the song and was kind of hesitant at first because nobody knew if this hip hop thing was going to work. Plus, it was 15 minutes long, and he wanted Sylvia to edit it to make it a shorter version, but she told him she wanted to leave it the way it is. It's going to work. She just knew it was going to work. And Joe, him being a businessman, he just started making the calls to the DJs in the stores. And on September 16th, 1979, Rapper's Delight was released on Sugar Hill Records, hitting number 36 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart. It hit number 4 on the Billboard Hot Soul single chart, but it was bigger overseas. Overseas, it was even bigger. It hit number
No
1
surprising.
on the Canadian Top Singles chart, number 1 on the Dutch Top 40 chart, and number 3 on the UK Singles chart. Rapper's Delight sold over 8 million copies worldwide. Wow, that's crazy. The Sugar Hill Gang is considered the first group to have the first commercially successful hip hop record worldwide. It was the first time we ever heard rapping on a record. I mean, the Fatback Band song called King Tim 3 is considered to be the first commercial released hip hop single to hit the charts. But King Tim was because King Tim 3 was out months before the Sugar Hill Gang's Rapper's Delight came out. But I don't really consider King Tim 3 a hip hop song though. I mean, it's some rapping on it, but
I want to show you something, bro, and you tell me what you see on this screen. You ready? Look at
Yeah.
this. Look close.
Oh no, 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 no.
Ha 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 ha.
Now, see, I was over here doing notes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, all the record company we, what I'm saying, we had on it for the Sugar Hill, what I'm saying, session they were doing tonight. I had to write a lot of, what I'm saying, special bullets because of things that was accomplished under her record label. You know what I'm saying? For instance, you know what I'm saying, working with Ike and them, getting into their first number one and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Spinning off other couple of number ones, you know what I'm saying? Adding music and things of this nature. Sugar Hill Gang becoming the first rap group of all time
Mm-hmm.
with a number one record worldwide. Now, see, that's another thing that when after that, when artists got to the point where they were known worldwide, they should have named that Sugar Hill Gang platinum status because they was the first to set the precedent, and they ain't getting them their flowers because I see the selfishness in it right there. How the start of it was because they never got there out, but it's a dirty game because of seeing what I'm seeing now on the screen and understanding what's going on. I mean, that's a part of the game.
Mm-hmm. So I just had to give you the rundown on that little situation.
Yeah, yeah. We see what it is now. But you see what they got for it. So that's why they say it's worth it.
All right, let's get into it.
Oh, Miss
That's not
Sylvia.
a hip hop song to me. Tell me what y'all think though. Listen to that song King Tim 3. They
Too
try to
cute
say
for
that
all
was the
that. I
first,
hate that, man.
you know, hip hop
Wrong,
song
wrong,
that came
wrong,
out with a
wrong.
rapper
So
to
sick
delight.
how they played the dirty
But anyway
game.
though, Rapper's Delight also became the first hip hop song to play on Dick Clark's TV show called American Bandstand. Now, let's get back to how Rapper's Delight became so big, right? You know, to promote and get the record going, Joe Robinson he's putting in a lot of work. He had to put it in a lot of mom and pop stores because the DJs refused to play it at first because nobody really knew what hip hop was. I mean, the kids in New York knew it, they knew about it, but most of the DJs on the radio were older people at the time. And at first, they tried to give it to Frankie Crocker, but he refused to play it because he wasn't a fan of hip hop music at the time. It took a DJ in St. Louis named Gentleman Jim Gates on WESL radio to break it on the radio. And you know what? Once he played it, rest is history. The song caught fire and everybody started requesting it. And it still wasn't getting no real airplay at the time, but the streets and the clubs, it was on fire. It started selling like 50,000 copies a day. And in a few months, it had sold 2 million copies. Wow, that's crazy. You had radio stations, right, that didn't want to play it because,
Too
for
much?
one, the song was 15 minutes long at the time. And for two, they thought it was just a fad. But they was getting so many calls that they was forced to play it every hour. In the club, that's where Nile Rodgers from Chic, he had heard the song. And when he heard it,
You already know.
he threatened to sue Sugarhill Records for sampling their song. Well, they actually,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get into, bro. I told you that was Now Rogers, the group Chic. That was they song "Good Times,"
Yeah.
and they sampled the bass line to it. You know what I'm saying? And Now Rogers, back then I didn't even know. I was like, because I thought, I never heard nobody say that. Now Rogers was cool with that song like that, but I knew that's what it was, and I was like, I wonder how did he feel about it, and come to find out, now Rogers was like, I'm gonna sue the shit out of these motherfuckers. They don't give me my goddamn credibility for that song. That's my shit.
Mhm.
like I said earlier, they actually didn't sample it or vinyl. Sylvia had her house band remake and play every instrument down to the T. But, they worked it out and gave Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards from Chic credit as co-writers. In an interview, now Rogers said it's one of his favorite songs
At
now,
least.
and it is one of his most lucrative.
First lady, what's
He's
up?
making money off that. A lot of rappers though. Here's the crazy
Yes.
part: a lot of rappers at that time that was coming up, they hated the song "Rapper's Delight." They didn't like the song at all. They thought Sugar Hill Gang was actually destroying the hip hop art form. Wow, they didn't like the song, y'all. They felt the
That's another thing too, bro. Most hip hop artists back then felt like that was a sellout deal. They didn't like the fact that they was going commercial with this shit. They're like, oh hell no. They're like,
Well, I can I can understand it because once again, you got to understand it's the streets, baby. And now the whole entire neighborhood, which is the world, is like, we want a piece of the baby too.
mm-hmm.
So now the white people, corporate America, industry, is now saying, let us see the cute baby that y'all got. Oh, we like that. So now the streets feel is getting away from the roots because y'all teaching the baby something else.
Yep, yep.
So I can understand how that felt. But you have the other side of our people was looking like, well, it's a good thing that the baby getting attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's a respect. You know how many jobs and money coming in? So it's a two-way thing going in. Is how you want to take this.
Hello, Miss Lisa. I was speaking. I was saluting you, dear. I was saluting you. I wasn't knowing you. I thought you heard me, but you probably didn't do that, noise. But yeah, that's the thing, though, bro. Well, cause see, check it out. They all sense people back in them times had sense enough to know that this industry shit was cutthroat.
Mm-hmm.
Even way back then, 40 plus years ago. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, man, this is our shit. We
Mm-hmm.
created this.
Exactly.
Because even on the movie, The Get Down, and Lisa can back me up for this one here. On the movie Get Down, Shaolin Fantastic said, literally, like, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers wanna they the industry, they gonna want to get this shit and they gonna want to make good off of it. And we don't need that. That's our shit. That's why he's always hollering about our kingdom. We need to build up our kingdom.
That's my whole thing. Is that I never heard the brother make that statement, but my soul is always echoing when we talk about it. So when they talking about flagging us because the thing I like, what you mean flagging us because this is what we created. That's a slap in my face. That's like me, you know what I'm saying I can talk and you tell me I'm gonna send you for that. You enrage me when you tell me that.
Yeah. Well, see,
You
that's the
talking about a
thing.
natural born right here. A natural born right here to voice my opinion about my culture because it's my culture. And because it's powerful enough to get the world attention, you want to try to control that. Now, I don't feel that way, homie. I'm going to tell them every time. You can bring your flag because this is my people. This is who we are. This is our identity. Ain't no need to hate no because you can't be that. And you never will. And you can never bottle it.
And another thing, in a nutshell, that movie To Get Down, y'all need to check it out. It's on Netflix. It was a girl that the dude, Charlene's homeboy, I ain't seen the movie in so damn long. I forgot the damn light-skinned brother's name. But he was a rapper on that movie. His girlfriend name was Marlene. Now, Marlene was trying to be a disco queen. She wanted to sing disco, and she ended up singing disco. But she thought she was too much of herself because of her voice and all that old shit. And she thought she was better than the nigga that she was talking to.
Mm-hmm.
And so Shaolin had to get her ass straight, because she was talking about Shaolin was a bad influence on her dude. And, he got at her ass. And he talking about you think you think you all that, you know what I'm saying? You think you better than think you better than everybody around this motherfucker. And he said, that disco shit ain't gonna last long. That's commercial. That shit ain't gonna last very long. And you think them hunkies gonna sit up there and have your back for long? No, they gonna kick your ass to the curb. And he like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's already been created to be commercialized. It's a one hit wonder type of thing. That's why disco lasted for like 6 years and then it was gone. You ain't hear about it no more. Hip
Mm-hmm.
hop stayed on the scene 50 plus, 40 plus years later, still jumping today. Even though
Today.
it sound like shit now, but it's still going. And they knew it. The industry knew it. That's why they was like, maybe y'all own to maybe they own to something. Because black folks always create things out of magic because these are the original people. We know these original people, but we ain't gonna let them know that they're the original people. We ain't gonna let them know that they are really special and that they are godly. Cause we let them know that, then they're gonna act like they're better than us, and then we're gonna have to fucking do something to their ass.
You
Kill them
know
or
what I
something.
just, you know what I just thought about, and it's very significant
Mm-hmm.
and symbolic. Is that you bring up a valid point talking about it's garbage now, and I definitely agree with it. It's high garbage. Now let's go back to 1991. If you from 91 back to 73, hip hop is only 18 years old. And to me, that's where it's stuck at. It has never grown up since that time frame.
Right.
And the music reflects that, if you will. It's still undeveloped mentally, has no direction to it, and it's all about, you know what I'm saying, how I feel about a matter. So to me, hip hop is still 18 because its growth was stunted on purpose in 1991.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad we got you to jump on that and bring that point to light because I really want to talk on that. But let's go ahead and continue. I'm gonna yield back.
Yes, sir. All right.
Sugar Hill Gang were not real rappers and just got lucky and took and imitated what kids were already doing in New York. Another legendary artist that really believed in it and thought hip hop would be big one day, George Clinton. He loved what he was doing.
Yep. Y'all don't know who George Clinton is? I'll show you who he is. Mr. P Funk himself.
Mr. Atomic Dog.
That's right. One nation under a groove, getting down with the funk of it.
And he put Sugar Hill Gang on a year-long tour opening up for him. But anyway, so now successful, right? Sylvia wanted to build a roster of rappers for the label. And they started signing other hip hop artists like the group called The Sequence, which was a three-member female hip hop group from South Carolina that included soul singer Angie Stone. In 1979, they released the single
Yep.
titled Funk You Up, which was the first rap record released by a female group, and it was the second single released by Sugarhill Records. Now, see, also around that time, right after that, there was label, another little label called Enjoy Records, created by Bobby Robinson. No relation to Sylvia Robinson, but Bobby Robinson, he been in the game since the 60s. And he was rapper Spoonie G's uncle, right? He had started he had a label called Enjoy Records. And he started signing rap artists to his label right after Sylvia and Joe. After he seen how Rappers Delight, once he seen how that Rappers Delight single was selling out in his record store, he started signing rappers. So, but he had all the young rappers and he had all the street real rappers that was doing this hip hop thing for real on his label. But all of his artists ended up leaving because he wasn't doing what Sugar Hill Records was doing at the time. Plus, Sugar Hill Records had more money and power, so Sylvia scooped all of them up. She scooped all of his rappers up that was signed to his label, and then she made a deal with Bobby Robinson, and that's when she signed Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, who was once signed to Enjoy Records. But when they got to Sugar Hill Records, they was putting out classic music, man. Freedom, The Message, New York, New York, White Lines, and many more. The Message, the song The Message was so big, it sold 1 million copies like in a month. Melly Mel wrote that verse when he was 14 years old at the time. And and at first look, they say Sylvia wanted for The Message, they said Sylvia really wanted the Sugar Hill Gang to do it, but they didn't like the song. You know what's crazy, right? The song they got White Lines, which is supposed to be the first anti-drug song, but they had a video for White Lines, but Joe Robinson, he didn't like it or he didn't put it out or whatever. And guess who directed it though? Spike Lee, who at the time was a New York University film student, and he also had Lawrence Fishburne in that video too. Wow, that's crazy. They could have had Sugar Hill could have had Spike Lee too from the beginning. Another fact is Cowboy from the Furious Five is the one that came up with the name hip hop.
Mm.
He created the term hip hop. But anyway, so they signed Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Now they also signed Funky 4+1, who was also signed to Enjoy Records, MC Shy Rock. And MC Shy Rock, she's considered the first female rapper in history. And they had some hits too. That's The Joint, Rapping and Rock in the House. Then they signed the Crash Crew, in which some say they the first MCs to sing on records. Then they signed the group Treacherous 3, Kool Moe Dee, LA Sunshine, Special K, Spoonie G, who ended up going solo later. And then look, here we go, Sylvia. Sylvia started rapping herself, and she released a song called It's Good to Be Queen. She was trying to capitalize off everything too. Hip hop just started. But here's the crazy part, right? About all of this signing artists, big hits, making millions of dollars now at the time. The crazy part is all the artists they signed ended up leaving the label and suing them and accused Sylvia and Joe of not paying them. Grandmaster Flash left the Furious Five and he sued Sugar Hill for $5 million for unpaid royalties and for his name. He took him to court for the name because they tried to say he couldn't use the name. Grandmaster Flash, he learned about publishing and royalties from Rick James. And, Rick James was in the club one night, and I guess he wanted to do some work with Grandmaster Flash, and he asked him about publishing, and he started explaining to Grandmaster Flash. And once Grandmaster Flash went back and started asking questions, they got him out of the group quick. Now, artists say they would still publish and put it in their kids' names. Wow.
That makes sense. Because it would have ended ugly because Grandmaster Flash had a crew.
Woo!
DJ Grandmaster Flash had a crew. If you see that movie, The Get Down, he had a crew. That shit would have ended ugly if you wouldn't have got out of there. So he kind of saved Miss Robinson and them ass though, with the help of Rick James.
Yeah, but
That's
I'm
messed
also
up.
looking at
Master
the fact
G.
that Cowboy coined the term, hip hop for our style of music, which is spoken word over music. And he coined the hip hop. That's another thing that's got to be right there on the base of the platinum of the mountain.
Mm-hmm. Oh, damn, I didn't mean for you to touch out there.
Yeah, get him up out of here, man. Get him up out of here.
My bad. That's another group right there, West Street Mob. It was off on the label. Anyway, let's keep going.
He left Sugar Hill Gang first. He was the first one to leave Sugar Hill Gang, and he was replaced by Joey Robinson Jr. And he started calling himself Master G. Wow.
And Cowboy wanted the hat on down his way that's flipped up on the side.
Huh?
I say, ain't that Cowboy one that's down, that's crouching with the head up on the side?
Yeah, that's Cowboy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Sugar Hill Records had even put out an album of some speeches of Malcolm X and, Betty Shabazz, Malcolm's wife. and she didn't want nothing to do with them because they didn't pay her. They didn't pay her. Now, according to Keith LeBlanc, the in-house drummer for Sugar Hill Records at the time, Keith LeBlanc is also considered the first hip hop drummer, but he said when they went to court, Sylvia had went up to Betty Shabazz and told her that she was honored to meet her, right? And Betty Shabazz said very loudly, "Get out of my face, you a pirate and a liar." And he said Sylvia just slumped down in a chair. Wow. Hey, look, he said the judge in that case knew that he knew what they were about and will refer to Joe Robinson and his lawyers as gangsters. Wow, that's crazy, man. But most of their artists started leaving them from not getting paid, and them artists went and joined the new labels that was emerging at the time. Def Jam was coming up, Profile was coming up, Jive was coming up, Tommy Boy, and many more companies that had major distribution. Sugar Hill Records started to get a bad reputation for not paying people and stealing royalties and stuff in publishing. So around, the mid 80s, they needed to find a major distributor for their label
Wow.
and try to rebuild. Plus, they was losing and spending a lot of money. But no major distribution company wanted to work with them because of Joe Robinson's mafia ties to Morris Levy. And that's when Morris Levy connected Joe Robinson to another mob affiliate named Sal Pacello, who brought MC Records in to help distribute Sugar Hill Records. So once they got a major distribution deal behind them and backing them up, you would think everything was on the up and up, but it got kind of worse for Joe and Sylvia because they couldn't produce any more hits. They couldn't put out no more big hits. They had even signed Felipe Wynn from the R&B group The Spinners at the time, but and the sad part is this: all the rappers that they had once turned down back in the day, after hearing they demo, it was a lot of rappers when Sugar Hill.
Now check this out. A little fun fact. One of the artists that she turned down is an artist that we just got to talking about not too long ago. When we first aired the goddamn podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Who you think I'm talking about, bro?
I can't remember. Tell me what it is.
Just listen.
Hill was popping. A lot of rappers sent in their demos and got turned down. But now those rappers were now big stars on other record labels like LL Cool J, who sent his demo to them.
Oh, god damn. Karma's a bitch, ain't it? Karma's a bitch. Oh, this shit getting funkier and funkier.
My whole thing now, I can understand why they say they wasn't getting paid and nothing like that. And that was one of the things. But Mr. Robinson set that up, and most folks like, what you mean by that? Mr. Robin was tied into the mafia. The mafia was extorting them, for extra, for making sure things were going on. That's where the money was going.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why folks didn't want to deal, because they know y'all tied into them people.
Good. Ha!
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can see that now.
Well, folks say, you got to be kidding me. No, you're
What
not.
you thought? I saw the check, nigga. Huh?
9 times and they turned it down. Wow, that's crazy. It's like nobody wanted to work or sign to Sugar Hill Records. And now they was in the red and owed MCA Records money, which led to them giving up the Chess Records catalog to MCA Records. Wow. I know that hurt. Man, that had to hurt, giving up that catalog. That Chess Records catalog, Etta James, Muddy Waters, Little Walter, Howlin' Wolf, Chuck Berry. Oh my God.
What did I just tell you, bro? What did I just tell you, huh? Huh?
2 + 2 is 4. Make it.
But then they try to sue MCA Records, right? And Joe Robinson blamed Sal Pacello, the one that Morris Levy connected him with. He blamed Sal Pacello for sabotaging his label and conspiring with MCA Records for trying to force them into bankruptcy and steal their catalog. Hmm. I don't know because I think they really wanted that Chess Records catalog, y'all. For real. That's worth billions of dollars today. But Joe didn't put Morris Levy's name in that lawsuit though. Joe Robinson didn't put Morris Levy's name in that lawsuit because he probably kind of knew better. He was dealing with real gangsters now, real gangsters. Artists on that label, they said they used to see limousines pull up and a bunch of mob guys in suits used to walk in Sugar Hill office and go right past the receptionist desk, close the door, minutes later walk right back out. And they say one time Morris Levy and some of his mob friends had got into it with Joe Robinson and called him the N word right in his face,
Huh?
and he do nothing about it. But Sugar Hill Records, they lost the case. Let's say that lawsuit, they lost the case and just settled. But they did walk away with the Sugar Hill Records catalog. But all the legal battles at that time, the court cases, they lost a lot of money. It just made Joe and Sylvia's relationship just sour, man, and the marriage came to an end, and they ended up getting a divorce. But they still stayed together as a couple, though. It was more ending the business relationship things. Sylvia had told Joe in the beginning that dealing with Morris Levy would be his downfall. And in 1989, Sylvia started a new record label, and it was distributed through MCA or something like that. And they signed a New Jersey rap group called the New Style, in which the world would later know as Naughty by Nature. But when Sylvia had them as the group New Style, though, they released the album. The album was called Independent Leaders, but it didn't make any noise on the charts. And right after that, they got with Tommy Boy Records and became very successful. In 1995, Sylvia sold the Sugar Hill Records catalog for seven figures to Rhino Records. And the good thing about that deal is that they still got the publishing rights on the catalog, and they still collect on all the Sugar Hill Records.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all want to know who Ronald Records is, Ronald Records used to have a commercial back in the days. They used to sell CDs and tapes on TV, do commercials back in the days, and sell these CDs of different mixed songs of various artists. Back in the days, the company's out of Santa Monica, California, by the way. And Sugar Hill sold their catalogs over to them.
Songs through the sales of radio play. And they made Joey Robinson Jr. the executive of Sugar Hill Music Publishing estate. He would handle the royalties and the music publishing when people would use or try to sample any music from the catalog. Around 1999, Sylvia Robinson had filed a lawsuit. She filed a lawsuit against a magazine called Blaze, the Blaze magazine, if y'all remember that. The Blaze magazine was saying that she cheated all her artists out of their proper royalties. So she sued them. She said she didn't jerk anybody. It's an untrue statement, and she doesn't want people believing that about her. She always was honest in her dealings with artists. In another interview, she said she made a lot of people a lot of millions, and she was the one that got jerked. She was the one that got jerked, she said. She didn't get anything. She never got 1 cent or royalties from any of this. She said, if you're working with your husband, he thinks you're working for him. And she divorced her husband, Joe, to dissolve their business relationship. So she was kind of putting it all on Joe Robinson for artists not getting paid. I don't know. But, in 2000, Joe Robinson died from cancer. He lost his battle with cancer. In 2002, the song The Message by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five became the first hip hop song ever chosen by the Library of Congress to be added to the National Recording Registry. Wow. That's history right there, y'all. But then that same year, in October 2002, the Sugar Hill studio in New Jersey caught on fire. Now, the story goes with that incident. They say firefighters responded at about 1:55 a.m. to report of heavy smoke from the studio. And when they went inside, a backdraft explosion caused by the ignition of toxic gases forced them back out of the building. They say it took firefighters more than 4 hours to bring the blaze under control. The fire was so bad that there were about 80 firefighters from 9 communities on the scene, and one police officer suffered smoke inhalation. Wow. But the damage was so bad that the city ordered the remaining of the portion of the building to be demolished. So, after investigators searched for clues on how the fire started, come to find out on what started the fire, they said that a short circuit in the keyboard sparked the fire.
Mm-mm.
They said a flame shot out of the keyboard and that it didn't take long before the fire spread throughout the entire building. Apparently, the last one who left the recording studio around 11:30 p.m. had left the keyboard on. So all that music history was destroyed. 90% of the studio's master's tapes were destroyed in the fire, like the original master recordings from Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five and the Sugar Hill Gang. Even Jam Master Jay from Run DMC said he lost a completely mixed album in that fire. Members from the R&B group The Moment said that they may have lost about $500,000 worth of recordings in that fire. Now, the only thing that was saved from that fire was Joe Robinson's ashes in the urn. Well, Sylvia, on September 29th, 2011, Sylvia Robinson died from congestive heart failure. And that same year, the song Rapper's Delight was preserved in the National Recording Registry by the Library of Congress. In 2012, all three brothers, Rondo, Leland, and Joey Robinson Jr., pleaded guilty to federal tax charges after failing to report hundreds of thousands of dollars in income from royalties, music publishing, and their work as copyright administrators. And they was facing a maximum sentence of 2 years in prison and a fine of 200,000, but they ended up sentenced to 3 years probation. And in 2014, the song Rapper's Delight was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. But in July 2022, Sugar Hill Records settled out of court with their former artists and groups. The Funky 4+1, Crash Crew, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, R&B group The Moments, after 40 years of litigation fighting for their royalties, which is worth millions. Wow. They was fighting for a long time, man. I remember seeing an interview with Shy Rock. She said she was the one that started the whole thing and got everybody on board to sue them. But I'm glad they settled out of court and everybody is getting what they deserve. This is sad, though. It's sad that Grandmaster Cass isn't credited on the song Rapper's Delight as a songwriter for Big Bang Hank's verse. Sylvia Robinson is credited as a songwriter. KRS One, right, said Sugar Hill Records was one of the worst things that ever happened to hip hop because Sylvia Robinson and her husband Joe Robinson, they owned all the rap at that time. There was one record label that had all the top rappers of the day on it. He said that if we would have stuck together, black people would not be in this situation because they were older blacks ripping off the talent of younger blacks. Wow. But Leland Robinson responded saying if it wasn't for his parents, Sylvia and Joey Robinson, there would be no hip hop. He might got a good point there. He might got a good point right there because they did take a chance. And look at how many families are eating from hip hop. You got to give it up to them, man. You got to respect what they did for this now billion-dollar culture called hip hop. You can say what you want, but Sylvia and Joe opened the doors. And now their son Leland Robinson has, he's taken over the name and Him, Master G, and Wonder Mike from the original Sugar Hill Gang finally squashed all the beef they had for years and came together, and now they're still keeping the legacy alive. You know, for years they couldn't even use their name. They couldn't even use their name, their stage names, and or the group name. But Leland Robinson granted them the rights back to use Sugar Hill Gang name and their stage name.
Hello.
Having technical difficulties right now. We have technical difficulties. Y'all stay. Hold on. Stand by. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I was cut off. I don't know, the signal going crazy around here. Uh, We back on. Well, at least I'm back on. Bro, got kicked off. Oh shit! But that was getting to the end of that video on the Sugarhill Records. Um, Boy, that was a whole lot of shit that I didn't. I thought I knew, but I didn't know. Damn. But I knew certain things about that label back in the days. To the point where it was a lot of talk about that. Sylvia Robinson and her husband was robbing her artists and how they was scamming folks and stuff and not paying them and stuff like that. I heard a lot of those stories before. And that's why I was trying to tell brother Dark Prince, like, hold on, because he was like getting all excited, like, because he was like, oh, she's such a beautiful woman, and she was holding things down like that. Oh man, I was like, bro, hold on, you go before you get to it, get too comfortable. It ain't what it is. It ain't what you think it is. I mean, yeah, she's a beautiful sister. Don't get it wrong. She's definitely beautiful. But the thing is, being beautiful and being business savvy, scamming like is not always the answer. Because, as black people, we are very good at, it seems like we are very good at scamming each other. You know what I'm saying? Because we know each other. We look like each other. We look the same, got the same melanated black skin. So we feel like we can just do what we do. And our Caucasians have already been doing this to us for years before then here we are doing it to ourselves. And the thing I really didn't get out of the whole concept was, we know how we've been done in our past, but then again, you got some of us as black people who feel like I want to get high up and beyond my means as a black man or black woman, even if I had to sell my soul to do it. And that's basically what a lot of these high-end black entrepreneurs get themselves into, that type of credibility. Like, they join these organizations. And hey, I'm just going to say it like a TIT is. Whoever get mad, get mad. Don't make me no different. I mean, these sororities, fraternities, and, these Masonic organizations, all that stuff to get up for the hierarchy in society. And a lot of time when they get into these whole concepts, they think they're big and better than the people they come from. And they use their woolly tattle to get up way beyond, up and beyond the concepts of what's going down. You know what I'm saying, in the industry. I mean, Barry Gordy did the same thing with Motown Records. He messed over a lot of his artists. The only black artist that I know that didn't go on that level, and that was the brothers Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff. Hold on a second, lost connection. Okay, I'm back up. Dark Prince telling me, yeah, we had lost signal. He's on the phone with his mom now, but I'm about to get ready to end this podcast anyway in a second. But like I was saying though, there was a story about Barry Gordy, you know what I'm saying, doing fuck shit to his artists back in the days. And the thing was, like I say, these big time entrepreneurs are doing the same thing that white entrepreneurs were doing to us. Basically making money off of us and this literally just leaving us out to dry when they get to the point where they are, you know what I'm saying, in the industry. And it's crazy that that's been going down like that. But like I said, Brother Luke Mon, aka Kenny Gamble, and Leon Huff of Philadelphia International were the only black entrepreneurs that didn't take advantage of their artists. They looked out for their artists every step of the way, and they made real good doing that. Not to mention, they basically set up, situation where they had start building schools in Philadelphia. I think they got a school or something in Philadelphia, and they got a big old apartment complex. So it's like we can build and do things together. We ain't got to fuck over each other. But for some odd reason, we don't seem to understand that. Like I said, I'm sure she had a good heart in one way in one particular way or another. But at the same time, she also had a gaming heart, her and her husband, to where it was all about business and not personal. It was never personal, it was all business. You know what I'm saying? They really do this out to make money, you know. And the thing is, like I say, that basically opened the floodgates for more corporation record labels to join in on the concepts of fucking artists. Because when Sugar Hill was doing the shit that they were doing, you started getting all these other labels following suit, Caucasian labels, like Def Jam, which is CBS Sony, um, Tommy Boy Records, Time Warner, Warner Brothers, Atlantic Recording. All these different labels started coming out of woodwork behind the persona of Sugar Hill Records. Fucking old artists forever in the day. So I mean, here it is. Here we are now, and like I say, it has gotten so worse now to even in this day and time, the artists that are out now, shit, they're not even putting out no good music, but they're getting paid the little bullshit ass money that they're getting paid, and they around here flashy cashy. You know what I'm saying? That they don't even know that the dollar's not even worth a damn, but that's why it's easy to float that shit out there in their hand. They don't even know that the dollar they ain't even worth a damn no more. But that's another story for another day. But anyway, it was a good story. I shall agree, most certainly agree, because like I said, I have heard certain stories about Sugar Hill Records and Sylvia Robinson. Yeah, she really did fade away for hip hop. She did that, but it's a good side and there's a bad side to hip hop. The good side was they got us some notoriety. The bad side, it got us some fuckery as far as businesses doing business with young artists as concerned, because it was the older cats taking advantage of the younger cats. Because young folks, back in the day, all we want to do is get, what I'm saying, noted, get noticed, what I'm saying, let everybody know, hey, mom, I made it, I'm on TV, what I'm saying, I'm rapping, I'm singing, I'm dancing, I'm doing all this shit, that's what we're looking at. And the thing is, we're not thinking about, how we gonna get fucked out of doing all this shit. We expect to get paid, but we don't expect to get fucked. You know what I'm saying? So, but it is what it is. This whole concept is just a dedication to Sugar Hill Records. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for Sugar Hill, like the man said, wouldn't be no hip hop. But in the words of the Knowledge Reigns Supreme, aka KRS-One, that it really hurted us instead of help. It really didn't help us all that good like we think it is. It really kind of hurt us, because look at how the industry is now. Look at how the rappers and stuff is today. But that's not really the real problem. The real problem started in 1991 with the hip hop meeting in Los Angeles, where they started to change the whole genre of hip hop from being conscious to being trap and gangster and what I'm saying, drill and all that shit. But that's another story for another time. We'll talk about that later too. Anyway, I guess I'll go ahead and wrap this podcast up tonight. Shout out to you guys for watching tonight. You know what I'm saying? That was a real good story, because like I said, there's a lot of things I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? And then there were some things that I did know that they were talking about. Anyway, much love and respect to you guys once again for watching tonight. Please, like, subscribe, and share this channel. share this show tonight, you know what I'm saying, you can go to the channel at DJ Chaos Mixmaster on YouTube. Or you can email me if you want to come on the show or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start putting a link into the chat room. You know what I'm saying? Either the chat room on YouTube or the chat room on Facebook. And y'all want to come on and give your thoughts or whatever. I kind of skeptical by letting certain folks on because I don't want it to be a big argument. Because it's just an opinion. It ain't like we trying to outdo each other. Just give your opinion, and we'll go from there. You know what I'm saying? It might be to the point where I might say you're gonna have to bring some receipts. 2+2, as we say. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, ain't no love lost. Much love. And you know what I'm saying? Follow me. You know what I'm saying, on Facebook under Halo Jones or Maurice V. King Sr. And as always, my biggest enlightenment of the evening on this podcast is when folks are telling you things, like they just tell you stuff that sounds good and try to get you all riled up to believe certain things. Don't believe the hype. Always find out your own information, your own self, and just use common sense with it. You know what I'm saying? When you do that, that's going to make a better you. And it's going to make the haters hate. Because haters going to hate on you regardless. You know what I'm saying? So just remember that. And also, you know what I'm saying, if you got Twitch, Twitch app, you can follow us on Twitch TV at DJ Chaos _47 as well. All right, I was on Instagram too, but I kind of bounced back on that because that Instagram don't work for damn. They just so if you ain't dropping your drawers and showing your ass and twerking and stuff on Instagram, it ain't gonna work very good, I guess. Anyway, let me stop. All right, well, that's going to conclude the show tonight, y'all. Like I say, I enjoyed it. So y'all did. I guess next week's show is going to be about Rap a Lot. We're going to go to Houston, H-Time. It's going down. That's how the motherfuckers talk down in Houston. Guess we're going to do Rap a Lot Records. And I'm thinking that's going to be the last show on record labels, black-owned record label. I'm thinking. I'll have to go in my notes and check it out and see. Other than that, I'll keep you guys posted. Till then, you know what I'm saying. But in the meantime, y'all be safe, be easy. I know it's black dark out there on the down south and the East Coast, you know what I'm saying, and the Midwest. But out here in California, the sun's just starting to set, but it's still a little light outside. But anyway, let me go and get my ass out here. And shit, I guess whenever my okay, here we go. Whenever I get my outro music to play. Anyway, much love and respect for you guys. Lord Chaos, signing out.
Can we let the government of America off because the government of the United States of America has proved to be the worst enemy of black people. So now when it comes time for justice, this is not spoken out of hatred or out of bitterness, but reparations have to be given to black people even as Jews receive reparations from the onslaught of Nazi Germany, and now the Japanese are going to receive reparations for what America did by by putting them in concentration camps? What's wrong with the children of slaves? We are here poor, ragged, hungry, naked, and out of doors. Reparations is what we want, and everyone that had a part in our destruction will have a part in paying reparations.